And we're back in the game with some more Napoleon Total War, playing as Russia. We're going to be playing the historical game mode. These are our victory conditions, hold 25 regions, including the listed ones, and complete that by December 1812. We're going to be on very hard. Russia is a giant, if it can be mobilized to face the deadly danger to peace that is Napoleon Bonaparte. It is also a nation that is recovering from the assassination of the reforming Tsar Paul in 1801, a man who was too interested in reform to be left on the throne. Rumor has it that Tsar Alexander was complicit, at the very least, in his father's death. Paul had taken Russia to war against revolutionary France. Now Alexander is beginning to realize that a French, or rather Napoleonic hunger for victories will drag Russia into war once again. If Russia is to be seen as a major power in Europe, she must behave as a major power, or accept French domination of Europe. This is why Russia now contemplates war against France again. There may be incidental gains to be made in Poland and Prussian-dominated Germany, but the threat of the new French Empire is real. Napoleon has set himself up as the equal of the Tsar, and that is an implicit challenge. There are potential allies, and some, like the English, have very large treasuries. Russian soldiers may be rough and ready, but her generals are cunning commanders. Russia also has the advantage of time and space, should a war go badly. No invader from the west can comprehend the emptiness of the steppes, deal with the vast distances of Russia, or survive the merciless campaigns of General Winter. So, are we ready to begin? Yes, we are.
Paris is far from Moscow, but you cannot ignore what is happening in Europe and leave your allies to face the criminal revolutionary threat alone. Austria and Great Britain need Russian assistance to defeat Napoleon, who now styles himself Emperor. Whilst you march west and the Royal Navy protects the ocean, Austria is ready to strike against the French in Bavaria, so hopefully the Imperial forces can hold them off until your great armies can rendezvous. Meanwhile, the Prussians have not joined your coalition, so their eastern territories could be absorbed to ensure they do not become a threat to you. Ultimately, Russia will surely endure, as not even a madman like Napoleon would dare attack you on your own soil. Or would he?
Right, we have a mission issued, forging an alliance. Should we form an alliance with Prussia? If so, we gain 1,000 in gold. However, as we have just been told, there are Prussian territories that we could take. So, do we side with the Prussians and turn on them later, or do we try to take their territory as quickly as possible? Let us see. We're going to turn off the advice. It shouldn't have been on in any case. Let's take a look at our starting position. We only have one college. Not good. We need technology. We do have a gentleman here. Let's get him in to our college. And let's start researching something. We need the best troops that we can get. We shall go with conscription. What other agents do we have? We have a spy. And we shall move him into our neighbour's territory. Our neighbour being the Ottoman Empire. Now they're a potential threat to us on our southwestern flank. We don't have any fleets. We do have an army in Hungary, but we're going to be pulling that army back to our territory. We have an army up here. We need to get these armies to our front lines. Because that's where the danger lies, on our front lines. Now, we have some troops up here in the Baltic states. And we have some militia hanging around. We're going to garrison our settlements with militia units, just to have somebody in them and providing some type of security. Luckily our militia are fairly cheap. We definitely need this artillery at our front lines. It's not doing any good way back there in Moscow. Now these forces are already on our front lines. Let's take a look at our government. We're not going to have a very big income in the next turn, are we? Alright, we could lower the taxes for at least some of our people. Check out our ministers. They're all fairly good. 4 stars or 5. We don't actually have a navy, but let's try to get a better minister in there for when we do have a navy. Okay, did we actually get a bonus there? -3 to Clamour of Reform. That's actually good. So let's check our trade and diplomacy. We're going to need a lot more money. As we can see, the Ottomans are in fact hostile towards us. I have a bad feeling about that. Now, who else can we trade with? Denmark, you're unfriendly. Let's go for it. We'll hold off on that. We may pay you some money if we can't get a better deal somewhere. Sweden is also unfriendly, and they're one of our neighbours. Who else? Mecklenburg. They're not very friendly, but they went for it. That's probably all of our trade slots used up. I wonder if we could get peace with anyone. We don't have any technology we can give away. The French definitely won't be going for a peace treaty. It's probably unlikely that we can get peace with anyone. Doesn't look like it. Okay, so we're at war with Baden-Württemberg, Central Europe, Batavian Republic, also known, or formerly known, or laterally known as Holland, Bavaria, Central Europe, Italy. We probably don't need to worry about them for a while. and the Swiss we don't need to worry about. And the Spanish are so far away, we shouldn't have to deal with them. So, we don't actually have any immediate threats to our territory, so that should give us the opportunity to build up some forces, hopefully, and consolidate our armies. What are we building there? We still have 5,000 left. I think I've decided that we are going to get an alliance, or try to, with Prussia. 1,700 they want. Let's offer them a little less. We're going to get 1,000 back if they accept. And they have accepted. So we're already allied with Austria, aren't we? Yes, we are. So all the way from here up to here, we have allies, so we should be fairly secure. Sweden is up here. They aren't friendly, but we are allied. Okay. So in fact we should be secure all the way along, except for this Ottoman territory. Right, we need to start getting things constructed. We're going to need better movement to move our troops. As we've seen, we've got troops moving all the way from Moscow. So let's try to get these border areas with quicker movement. Now Kiev is a large city because it has 4 building slots. I think we're going to be trying to get some of our better troops from here, including our artillery, because we don't want to be shipping artillery all the way from Moscow. And we have 500 coins left. Let's put it into some more roads and end our first turn, I believe. Yes, our agents have moved. Our armies have been moved. That we need to move. So in fact, let's end that turn. At least the end turns in this game are very quick. So we have the Confederation of the Rhine. Although nominally independent states, the German lands along the eastern banks of the River Rhine are but mere pawns of the so-called Republic of France. Their lords bend the knee to the Grand Emperor and kiss his boots like any other of his lackeys. There is no time for diplomatic bean counting. In this great war, you either stand with us or against us, and they have chosen. We must in all aspects regard these territories as French possessions. So that would be Bavaria, Württemberg, and Westphalia. So the French have consolidated territory in Central Europe, but they are still fairly distant to our territories. Right, where's that agent of ours? Still spying on the Ottomans. Can we get him to do anything useful? Infiltrate. Oh, no buildings there. What can he do here? He can sabotage the army or sabotage the building. Let's have him do something useful. Ah, apparently got caught. Now these territories are not earning very much, it would appear. Let's keep those armies moving. And who else do we have to move? Okay, you're now garrisoned, and we have the army in Central Europe. They're now in the territory of Austria. Let's hope they don't get intercepted or drawn into any battles. We shall try to get a battle going in this first episode. Now these troops we could use further south, I think, as we're allied now to Prussia. We'll move those, recruit some militia up here for garrison duty. Everyone still looks fairly happy. And there's nothing we can do in diplomacy. Once we go to war with someone, we'll start taking some territory. We'll see how the diplomacy shakes out. So we have 819 in our treasury. Where can we even get some decent troops? All the way back in Moscow. And in Courland, we can get a few good troops. And that appears to be the limit, also in St. Petersburg. Now we can get some troops down here, including Cossacks. They're fairly cheap. Let's go ahead and recruit a unit of those. I don't know if we have enough money left to build anything. Let's check. We can get some farms. Let's go ahead and spend that money while we've got it. And we have a new mission. Capture Arbo. Arbo is in fact a Swedish territory. And we're allied to them. So do we want to go to war with those? I don't think so. Why would we want to lose one of our very few allies right at the start? Now if the Swedes actually turned on us, or became neutral, we might. But that would depend on how many allies they had. It appears to be winter time in most of Russia. Our movement doesn't appear to be that great either. Let's put a unit of militia in here. And form up an army. So we have infantry, light infantry and cavalry. Let's give them some artillery as well. Let's not forget that they're there. Could use 6 more units. That'd actually take up our whole force. How about moving this general down to here? And where's that artillery that's coming from Moscow? Oh, I seem to have lost them. There they are, aren't they? Yes, that's a very long way to go. And this army is in the snow, but I don't think we suffer any attrition. Let's find out. Doesn't appear that we suffer any attrition from the cold or the snow. And we have 970 coins left now. Let's look for something else to build. Okay, what do we have here? Supply posts. Increases replenishment in that region. We need some money making. That's very far from our front lines. Let's build a market. Anything else we can build? Oh, what's this? A stable. Gives us plus 50 to region wealth and reduces recruitment costs for cavalry. But again, that's very far from the front lines. Now that gives us 100 gold and some replenishment. And we shall end another turn. We're going to take 5 turns for our research. I think we're going to be behind most of the other great powers in Europe as far as research, as we only have 1 university. Now, we did get something built. Okay. In Kiev, we can now get some better troops, including artillery and cavalry and infantry. Great. Can we upgrade any of those? No, because we don't have enough money. I guess we could save some money. Come on, artillery, keep moving. Now we are playing on very hard, so I would expect somebody to be fairly aggressive towards us. We haven't managed to get a good minister for the Navy yet. Luckily we don't have any ships. All of our territory seems to be pretty happy. We can even boost the taxes somewhat. That gives almost 700 more. And that would do about the same. Could we boost both of those? We could. Yeah, we'll bump them up for a while. What could we do here? We already have garrison troops there. We don't have any troops garrisoned here. And here we actually have an army, don't we? Even though you have 4 units, you're not very happy. Religious unrest. and tax burdens. Okay, let's see if we can actually get a battle. I don't think we can journey all the way to Central or Western Europe just to fight somebody, or even the Iberian Peninsula. Well, we've got all these troops taking up our money from our treasury. I think we may need to be aggressive and go for the Ottoman Empire. Istanbul should be a very profitable area. We're actually going to be doing an Ottoman playthrough on Empire Total War Daft Mod very soon. So if you'd be interested in watching that, stay tuned to this channel. And we have another spy all the way up here. Let's get him to move down. So we're still consolidating our forces. Let's move that artillery down here. I think we have some here already. 2 units. The Russians seem to love their artillery, don't they? And we got a bunch of roads constructed. So that's good. We're now making over 2,000 a turn. So can we upgrade our barracks here? Yes, we can. We can then get Russian Jaegers and Uhlans, which are Lancer cavalry, I believe. And we're just short of having enough here to get the ordnance factory, which will give us some horse artillery. What do we get from here? Foot artillery? Yes. I prefer to have howitzers, but we're going to need some better buildings and probably some technology for that. Let's see if we can cause some trouble. Detected again. There aren't many Ottoman forces, but they could probably reinforce from these 2 regions pretty quickly. Well, we send our spy down just to do some reconnaissance. I think let's make a move. Let's go for it. Do we need to cancel any treaties with the Ottomans? Hostile, they're hostile already. -81. Let's go for it. Declare war on them. Let's see if any of our allies stick with us. Oh, no, we lost 3. Sicily, Naples, and Great Britain. Okay. Well, none of those border us, so that's okay. Yes, they do in fact get a garrison, armed populace, and firelock armed populace. They're basically worthless. We're going to demand a surrender. And they have. I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, do we want the 2200? But then we're going to have to repair buildings, deal with public order. I'm going to peacefully occupy them. We still have to do some repair work. But they are just about happy with us. We're getting 330, so that's equal to about 7 turns if we'd have taken the loot. Right, so we claimed a territory. We didn't get any losses. Oh, we can actually get some hussars and musketeers from here, so that's good. What do we have up here? This militia. So now our front line has actually moved forwards. So all these troops back here, we're going to actually move them forwards. Now they're not very happy, but they can live with it. So diplomacy wise, we've gained an extra enemy. But we lost 3 allies. So you should in fact come in this direction. And how much are we going to make? We're actually losing money. How come? Weren't we going to have over 2,000 in income? Because we're recruiting an extra unit. These militia units, I think, might be included in the town watch. No, they would have to be included in the army upkeep. I think we'll probably have enough for 2 full stacks in a minute. But I would like to show off an actual battle. At least for our first episode. Considering how small the map is in Napoleon Total War, we'll probably be doing a lot of battles in fact. Yes, that's close to being a full stack there. You're not actually a full stack up, though, are you? Let's give you another artillery and cavalry and the infantry. Still not quite full. Alright, we'll give those 3 units to that general, and even more artillery still on the way. Now, where's that other spy of ours? What, that one? This one? Yes. Come on down, Mr. Spy. Now the Ottomans have pulled up a couple of units. Levies, peasants. And those are 2. Can we see what's in this settlement? Even more peasants. Sabotage the army. Oh, he got executed. Shame on him. So we're only making 1842. We just can't get any good ministers there. Swap out. Now, Bucharest looks like a bigger settlement than Iasi, so perhaps it's more valuable. Seriously? You want to attack me with 4 units, and I have three and a half thousand men. That's an order resolve. We lost 100. Now, we do get instant replenishment, I believe. It's been quite a few years since I've played Napoleon Total War. But as long as we're in our own territory with a general, we get replenishment. And if our units are in a settlement, then they also get replenishment there. Yes, they are replenishing. Who took the most losses? You. Let's pull you towards Bucharest. We'll move you into Yassi. We're familiar with this settlement from our Medieval II Byzantine campaign. We'll pull these ones down onto the bridge. Now we've got 3,500 in gold. Let's start recruiting some more troops. Ooh, you're unhappy with us, aren't you? We'll give up that 300 for just a turn. And we can get the cavalry from back here. They'll have better movement range. We'll get our infantry from up front. Now they have a fairly decent force or number of troops, not quality. Here, Bucharest. We still have money left over. Let's go and invest it somewhere. Clearances. What's the cheapest thing we can get? Our territories. 900 appears to be the lowest, although markets are a bit cheaper. And stables, yes, we don't really need that, do we, back there? Another market, and enough for one more. What's this, a logging camp? Makes buildings cheaper. Okay, that's good. Let's see if we can get that actual field battle going. Finally, we have some technology completed. We don't really need diamond formation, that's not going to do too much for us. National debt, that reduces our upkeep and gives us more money. Let's go for that one instead. We're still pulling that artillery down. And we still need to get our spy down. You have almost fully retrained. Let's bring you down here to intercept any armies coming up like these. They are in fact building a navy. And we're going to attack Bucharest. They do have some grenadiers and some cavalry. We're also familiar with these Delhi horsemen from our Dartmouth Empire campaign, where we fought against them as the British, I believe. Right, let's go in and attack Bucharest. Now the balance of power is significantly in our favour. Although we are outnumbered, they don't have any artillery, and they do in fact only have one regular infantry unit. 4 cavalry units. Okay. Let's attack them and see if we can win. Now we do in fact have artillery, so we can definitely hit them from a longer range. So I believe they're going to have to come towards us. Now, they do have troops inside the settlement, so it'll be hard to target them with our artillery. We need to find some high ground. What kind of high grounds do we have? Not much, there's no hills unless we pull back. That appears to be a little bit more raised. I think we have the same range on all of our units. Now this is, I believe, huge unit scale, so we have 4 models for our artillery, and there's our 3rd unit of artillery. So we have 2 units of cavalry, hussars, Cossacks. Should we go with 1 and 1, or should we keep them both together? Might be easier to tell once we start fighting where they are. So the hussars on the left flank, and our Cossacks are over on the right flank. Can you actually see anything from here? Maybe. Not sure if we can move you any closer forwards. And here's our general, so we don't have to worry about him being shot by artillery, do we? Let's take that extra unit of infantry over here. Now, light infantry, or Jaegers, aren't they? Let's put you on the appropriate formation and start the battle. Let's get some close-ups. Hope that's not too bad for anybody. Maybe we shouldn't be that close when they're actually firing. Now, do we want to move our infantry forwards? Let's take a close look at the enemy, whether they're mostly just peasants. Let's see if we can find that regular unit. Here's some of their Delhi horsemen, melee unit, I believe. So, what's their regular units? Janissary Grenadiers. Here they are, in fact. They all appear to be protected by this rise in the ground. So we should be seeing a unit similar to this when I play the Ottomans in Darth Mod Empire Total War. Now once they clear this rise, they should be getting hit a lot more by the artillery.
Our men are running, sir.
Now I actually thought that I had turned this off, the picture-in-picture. Let me just pause that and see if we can fix that. The options. Game settings, voice level, not that. Game settings, control, not there. As I said, it's been a few years since I played it. User interface, picture in picture, I believe that's the one. Let's turn that off, back, and resume the battle. Oh, what happened here? What happened there? Their Delhi horsemen managed to get in. And now we've lost our radar map. Well, that's a shame. They must have been very quick to get in there.
Our men are running, sir.
That's our cavalry. Right, I think we're going to have to advance these troops. Or else they won't be doing anything on that flank. And we have our Jaegers over here as well. Can you not hit anyone from there? Apparently not. Now, what happened to their cavalry? Did they get chased off? They're sending more over here, aren't they? They're definitely interested in our right flank. We can form square. I think that may be worth doing. Can't form square with our light infantry. Let's try to target their grenadiers. Let's move these forwards. Nope. Halt. We've got more cavalry coming forwards. Yeah, they're pushing back on that right flank, definitely. So let's push ahead on our left flank. And they've managed to hit our artillery over here.
We have killed their general, sir. Now
Okay, that's good. Their general's dead, but we've lost one cavalry unit. And I think an artillery unit. Nope, they've managed to come back. So we've routed that cavalry force on our right flank. Let's get back out of square formation. Halt there. See, we've routed a unit over here on our left flank. What are you doing? You facing the wrong way for some reason. Now we're going to move these units forwards. And you're back on your artillery. Not even sure if you can hit anyone from over there. Yes, you can, still. Our hussars are doing a good job over here. Let's get them to wipe out that last remaining Delhi horseman unit. We're putting a lot of fire onto the enemy units now. That's their general's unit. Yep, they have pushed against our right flank again. We're going to have to fire a canister shot. I think I need to bring my general over here to boost the morale. You move forwards, and you move forwards.
Sir! Sir! Our general is under attack!
Yes, he is in fact getting shot. Let's pull him back. That was their grenadiers. Look at all that smoke from their grenades. Now, let's get our cavalry back here. Clean up any routing units. Yeah, they've got some units that came back.
Victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
Well, apparently we're close to winning. We've lost a unit of musketeers over here. Yes, it's looking like victory is within our grasp. Although they're going in for a charge over here, I think. All of our troops seem to be pushing forwards now. Those musketeers have come back to join the battle. Let's get you over here to give some support as well. Now, where are those grenadiers at? Getting close, getting close. You go ahead and target that unit. Come
The
on.
men are fatigued, sir, and must rescue them.
Melee mode. Well, they are still regrouping apparently. We've got 3 units down the centre. You're probably getting shot from the rear. Now, considering they're peasants, they put up a good fight. Probably due to being on very hard difficulty. Let's get some close-ups. Firing away. They're coming in for a charge. Let's target this unit. with the artillery. Nope, they've broken. Now, our cavalry, what's left of it, has had a lot of work to do.
One of our units has used all its ammunition, sir.
Okay, don't worry about that. You can always go into melee mode. Now we do have the one ability, the rally button. Must be this unit, which uses up all its ammunition. Let's take a look at all the dead bodies on the battlefield. We can see where all the action has been. So I think all the units except from that one are routed. And when it does, that should be the end of the battle. None of the buildings have been garrisoned. That's a feature in Napoleon Total War. For those who didn't know, there are garrisonable buildings. Oh, my general just got hit by some friendly fire. Is he still alive? That'd be a bad piece of luck. He is still alive, getting shot in the back from your own artillery right when you get the victory screen. So, we did lose 700 men, but we took out 2,400 plus, almost 25. So, that was a pretty good deal. To battle statistics. How well did our artillery do? Kills. They did pretty good. 230, 280 between them. And this was the best performing unit of musketeers. Who didn't do very well? Cossacks, because you got wiped out pretty early on. Although you managed to survive. Okay, now we have three options here. The usual peacefully occupy, loot, where we'll get a good amount of money and they won't be very upset apparently, or we can liberate it. And I believe the faction of Romania will emerge. So, do we want a new faction on the map? Or do we want to claim it for ourselves? I think we're going to liberate it because it will create a buffer and then we can just push our forces down straight towards the Ottoman capital. So let's go ahead and liberate it, as we're such nice people. And indeed, the nation of Romania has joined us. And you also get a couple of bonus units when you liberate a faction. So they've got some of their own line infantry, and they would be making about 400 a turn. And because we liberated it, we're in friendly territory, and we can now start replenishing, which is what we're going to be doing. So that looks like a probably good point to end the first episode in my Napoleon Total War Russian campaign. Let's just make sure that we're actually trading with Romania. Here they are. They are not, but we have a land border, so we should be able to trade. Apparently they're not interested in trading, even though we just liberated them. We'll give you some technology. And they're only slightly happy with us, plus 15. And that should have boosted our income, although we're only down to less than 800 now. Probably because we've recruited so many units. Right, no more recruiting units. So, we're going to leave it there for this episode, and we'll be back in episode 2 to continue the campaign. So, if you've watched this, thank you very much, and I hope you'll like it, and comment, and subscribe. So until next time, take care.